Hi, I'm Heather French Henry, the host of Heart of Gold, a monthly program whose mission is to highlight examples of what makes Louisville, Kentucky the most compassionate city in the world, as declared by Mayor Greg Fisher. This series features local nonprofit organizations of all shapes and sizes, which are working to improve the quality of life for all of Louisville citizens. Thank you for joining us, and a special thanks to WHAS-TV for generously producing this series. This segment features Teach Kentucky. For 13 years, Teach Kentucky has recruited to the Louisville region college graduates with outstanding academic credentials who seek to launch a long-term career in education. Participants earn their alternative route teaching certification in education at the University of Louisville while teaching in Jefferson County public schools. The program employs a multi-layered approach to teacher preparation and support that helps their teachers to positively impact the lives of Louisville school children. The majority of Teach Kentucky teachers work in the county's priority schools where passionate and dedicated educators are most needed. So joining me here today, we have Rowan Claypool, who's the president, and Deloreon Burton, who teaches 8th grade social studies at Frederick Olmstead Academy North and a student at Summer Principals Academy at Teachers College at Columbia University. So Rowan, let me start with you a little bit. So Teach Kentucky seems like it reaches, I mean, it's a national perspective, bringing qualified persons to Kentucky, to Louisville to teach. So tell me about the track record. It's pretty impressive, and tell us about the mission, because it's pretty unique.
So, right, we had a lot of options 13 years ago, but at the heart, we wanted to bring net new people to the community, and we thought, let's be intentional in how we invite those folks. Let's invite people that can make a contribution both through their individual characteristics, but also for what they do. And so teaching in public schools looked like a very worthy mission to try to bring bright and talented people that otherwise wouldn't be here in the state. So, net new ed.
So, Deloreon, were you one of those teachers that were brought in?
Yes.
So tell me about your story, because I know your resume is pretty impressive, and you seem really young for everything that you've done. So why the choice to become an educator? Where did you come here to us from, and yeah, and what your future is?
Well, I come from Lexington,
Okay.
and I attended the University of Virginia. Was looking for a variety of options, looking to stay in Virginia, looking to come back to the Commonwealth, and for some reason the Commonwealth just kept calling me back, and I was looking for a few options, and I got in contact with a few contacts with Mr. Claypool, talked to him for a bit, and he invited me down for a really hospitable weekend with other candidates, and we really enjoyed ourselves. And eventually that led me to working within JCPS and staying here in Louisville.
So how do you like 8th grade social studies?
8th grade social studies is a very fun time. It's very fun.
Well, as a mother who has a daughter in middle school, one that's a freshman in high school,
Wow.
you know, that's a very challenging time, and it really takes a special personality. I mean, do you find that more and more young people are wanting to teach middle and high school? I mean, those are challenging years.
Those are definitely challenging years. I think that people are starting to understand the social and emotional needs of students during those times, and you'll find that there are unique skill set of teachers, of individuals who want to teach during those years, and so a lot of people want to go to elementary or high school, but middle school is a very special time. So.
It's an impressionable time,
Absolutely.
certainly.
Yeah, I was going to just add to that. So when we started Teach Kentucky, I really imagined we'd be recruiting mostly high school teachers, but we came to find that, you know, this very formative period in kids' lives is the moment when they make a decision as to whether they're going to follow the kind of rules or not. So it's really critical to have good people at the middle school
Well,
level.
and then that leads me to, you know, the environment with which you teach in. Tell us a little bit about that. I know as a mom of a middle schooler, it's a different environment wherever you go, certainly, but there are some fundamental things, some common denominators, but talk specifically about the environment you teach in.
Absolutely. I teach at Frederick Olmstead Academy North. It's a single-sex school which focuses on the education of young men, and we have really worked to build an inclusive environment where a student from a variety of cultures, backgrounds, nationalities, ethnicities, variety of perspectives can come and understand and appreciate the students around them, their environment, their educational experience. Also, we've really worked to make sure that we promote a very positive culture and climate within our classrooms. I think you'll see that district-wide within JCPS, though, that it's very intentional about promoting a very happy, a very good educational experience for our students. This model is being replicated to several other schools, not just Frederick Olmstead Academy North.
Well, and when you talk about the atmosphere that's created within JCPS, I certainly can concur with that, but also it spills over into the community. So you're a young professional in Louisville, and of course we're the most compassionate city in the world. Might be arguable, but we'll take that title, certainly. So how do you find it being a young professional, young educator here in the city of Louisville?
Well, that's actually what attracted me to Louisville, to stay here and to want to commit to Louisville. Just understanding how this community really works to benefit and works to strengthen its citizens. I've really been really encouraged by the generosity of all the citizens here, whether it be young or old, just how intentional everyone is in making this a wonderful, very compassionate city.
That's right. Now, Rowan, talk about the application process, the selection process. I mean, gosh, you would like to think he's a diamond in the rough, but hopefully there are a lot of diamonds out there that you're finding to bring in, and how do you find those?
Sure, that's a great question. So we regard ourselves as national recruitment for local education. We had 375 applicants last year from all across the country. We had participants from Maine, Virginia, Florida, Texas, California, Washington State, Michigan. So it really is bringing people that would not be here otherwise. And we try to hit a very high standard. So there are criteria in the selection process that are way above the typical norms in Kentucky. And then we bring people here, as Delorean talked about, for recruiting weekend, so we get that kind of 360 look at their disposition and the intangibles that are so important for an educator.
Well, that's excellent. Now, tell me about the future of Teach Kentucky. Do you see this expanding? You had mentioned, Delorean, that you're expanding into other schools as well. What's the future of this?
So I think we were at 30 participants this last year. We want to go to 40. We want to keep the strong, intimate environment. There's a tremendous amount of support that we're providing to these young people in addition to their master's program. So we want to retain that, but we think we can grow the program a little bit, increase our impact, and you know, the community needs all the bright young people we can get, right? Absolutely,
absolutely. And as a parent, I appreciate that. How can people in the community become involved with Teach Kentucky?
Sure. Do you want to?
Oh, there's a multitude of ways. There's several people, there's several individuals who work to form really strategic partnerships within Teach Kentucky that will help them to strengthen the organization from the ground up. Anyone, whether it be young, old, from any type of perspective, can contact Mr. Claypool, can contact myself, can contact anyone that is a JCPS educator that's with the Teach Kentucky organization in order to get involved. Right. There are tons of ways. There are a lot of ways that anyone can get involved, and we'll use you. We'll use you any way you'd like.
And we've carved out a specific role for retired teachers. So we have what we call retired teacher advocates. They go back in to the classroom. They're supporting our new teachers in that first critical fall. So, you know, we try to find a way to use as many people as we can.
And especially with that type of experience, and I mean, just in that knowledge, sometimes you can't replace experience, certainly. So I'm sure the retired teachers certainly love that. So thank you so much for joining us, Teach Kentucky. To find out more about Teach Kentucky, log on to www.teachkentucky.com. And for more about Compassionate Louisville, log on to www.compassionatelouisville.org. I'm Heather French Henry, and join us next time on Heart of Gold.